Let's start with you, Steve. It should be good news that the Democrats and the Barack Obama campaign are doing this big voter registration drive. But reading what you've been writing at Alternet, I'm worried too. It sounds like there's a very good chance that all these late registered voters might have a hard time voting after all.
Well, that is true. What the good news is that the Obama campaign will launch the largest voter registration drive since the 1960s, immediately following the convention. That's historic, and it should be a tremendous effort. The bad news, if you will, are questions of whether the system can absorb so many new voters, and how when you throw in a partisan element of where the Republicans will try to shape the electorate to their benefit, where there may be breakdowns, where there may be delays, and where people may not end up being able to vote.
When you look at this party, how do you make peace with it? This is your party. How do you see that?
Well, let me say, first of all, I'm really happy to be with you today. And, of course, I've never made peace with my party. That's why I'm in the party, to try to make it more democratic. My first convention was in 1972, and actually I have only missed one convention since 72.
I heard you were a Shirley Chisholm delegate.
That's right. I actually coordinated her Northern California campaign with Wilson Reynolds Jr. and Sandre Swanson, who's now chair of the Labor Committee in the California legislature.
So from that now, you're the Western coordinator of Obama's campaign?
Right.
And I was
the first
comparison there?
Well, let me tell you, it was very similar in the sense that I didn't believe that any of the candidates in 72 deserved my participation. I had a course at Mills College, a college in Oakland, and my professor required us to get involved in the campaign, and I said no, flunked me. And I was president of Black Student Union, invited Shirley Chisholm to speak. I didn't know that she was running for president, but she's the first African-American woman elected to Congress. And she was electrifying. I mean, she was totally committed to be an unbought and unbossed, catalyst for change. Those were her, campaign mottos. And she was against the Vietnam War. She spoke fluent Spanish. She stood for immigrant rights. She talked about education. I mean, all the issues that we're talking about now that we care about, Shirley Chisholm stood for then. And so that's what actually engaged me in electoral politics.